हतानां सुतदुहितृकलत्रत्राणभारार्दितानां विषमविषयतो ये मज्जतामप्लवानां भवति शरणमेको विष्णुपोतो नराणां भवजलधिगदाधं दुस्तरं निस्तरेयम् कथमह कथमहमिति चेतो मा स्म कातरत्वम् सरसि जदृशै देवे तारकी भक्तिरेका नरकभिधिविषण्णा तारयिष्यत्वमश्यम् तृष्णातो ये मदनपवनोद्भूतो मोहोर्मिमाले दारावर्ते तनयसहजग्राहसङ्गाकुले च संसाराख्ये महति जलधौ मज्जतां न स्त्रिधामन् पादाम्भोजे वरद भवतो भक्तिनाभं प्रयच्छ पृथ्वीरेणुरण पृथ्वीरेणुरणु पयांसि कणिका फल्गु स्वलिङ्गो लघुः तेजो निःश्वसनं मरुत्तनुतरं रन्ध्रं सुसूक्ष्मं नभः क्षुद्रा रुद्रपितामहप्रभृतय कीटा समस्तासुरा दृष्टे यत्र सतारको विजयते श्रीपादधूलीकणः हे लोका शृणुत प्रसूतिमरण व्याधे चिकित्सामिमां योगज्ञा समुदारहन्ति मुनयो यां याज्ञवल्क्यादयः अन्तर्ज्योतिरमेयमेकममृतं कृष्णाख्यमापीयतां तत्पीतं परमौषधं वितनुते निर्वाणमात्यन्तिकम् हे मर्त्या परमं हितं शृणुत वो वक्ष्यामि संक्षेपतः संसारार्णवमापदूर्मि बहुलं सम्यक् प्रविश्य स्थिताः नानाज्ञानमपास्य चेतसि नमो नारायणायेत्यमुं मन्त्रं सप्रणवं प्रणामसहितं प्रावर्तयध्वं मुहुः नाथेन पुरुषोत्तमे त्रिजगतामेकाधिपे चेतसा सेव्ये स्वस्य पदस्य दातरि परे नारायणे तिष्ठति यं कञ्चित् पुरुषाधमं कतिपय ग्रामेशमल्पार्थदं सेवायै मृगयामहे नरमहो मूढावराका वयम् बद्धेनाञ्जलिना नतेन शिरसा गात्रैः सरोमोद्गमैः कण्ठेन स्वरगद्गदेन नयने नोद्गीर्णबाष्पाम्बुना नित्यं त्वच्चरणारविन्दयुगलध्यानामृतास्वादिनाम् अस्माकं सरसीरुहाक्ष सततं सम्पद्यतां जीवितम्. Mataji, do we read only till 18th verse or do we continue till the last verse?
Generally, Mataji reads all the verses, Prabhuji. First 18 we read, rest Mataji reads all the verses.
Mataji, so we will read
Okay.
till the last verse, Mataji.
Yeah, and 31 we have to do. Yeah.
Okay, Mataji. Okay. So there are how many shlokas? Totally is 53. Okay. यत्कृष्ण प्रणिपातधूलधवलं तद्वर्ष्म तद्वै शिरै ते नेत्रे तमसोञ्झिते सुरचिरे याभ्यां हरिर्दर्श्यते सा बुद्धिर्विमलेन्दुशङ्खधवला या माधवध्यायिनी सा जिह्वामृतवर्षिणी प्रतिपदं या स्तौति नारायणम् जिह्वे कीर्तय केशवं मुररिपुं चेतो भज श्रीधरं पाणिद्वन्द्वसमर्चयाच्युतकथा द्वयत्वं शृणु कृष्णं लोकय लोचनद्वय हरेर्गच्छाङ्घ्रियुग्मालयम् जिघ्रघ्राणमुकुन्दपादतुलसीं मूर्धन्यमाधोक्षजम् आम्नायाभ्यसनान्यरण्यरुदितं वेदव्रतान्यन्वहम् मेदच्छेदफलानि पूर्तविधय सर्वं हुतं भस्मनि तीर्थानामवगाहनानि च गज स्नानं विना यत्पद द्वन्द्वा द्वन्द्वाम्भोरुहहंसस्मृतिं विजयते देवः स नारायणः मदनपरिहर मदनपरिहर स्थितिं मदीये मनसि मुकुन्दपदारविन्दधाम्नि हरनयन कृशानुना कृशोऽसि स्मरसि न पराक्रम मुरारे नाथे धातरि भोग नाथे नाथे धातरि भोगि भोगशयने नारायणे माधवे देवे देवकी नन्दने सुरवरे चक्रायुधे शारङ्गिणी लीलाशेषजगत्प्रपञ्चजठरे विश्वेश्वरे श्रीधरे गोविन्दे कुरु वृत्तिमचला गोविन्दे कुरु चित्तवृत्तिमचलाम् अन्यैस्तु किं वर्तनैः मा द्राक्षं क्षीणपुण्यान् क्षणमपि भवतो भक्तिहीनान् पदाब्जे मा श्रौषं श्राव्यबन्धवं तव चरितम् अपास्यान्यदाख्यान्न जातं मा स्मार्षं माधव त्वामपि भुवनपते चेतसा पनुवानान् मा भुवं सपरया व्यतिकरहितो जन्म जन्मान्तरेऽपि मज्जन्मनः फलमिदं मधुकैटभारे मत्प्रार्थनीयमदनुग्रह एष एव त्वद्भृत्य भृत्यस्य भृत्य इति मां स्मर लोकनाथ तत्त्वं ब्रुवाणानि परं परस्तान् क्षरन्तीव मुदा वहानि प्रावर्तय प्राञ्जलिरस्मि जिह्वे नामानि नारायण गोचराणि नमामि नारायणपादपङ्कजं करोमि नारायणपूजनं सदा वदामि नारायण नाम निर्मलं स्मरामि नारायण तत्त्वमव्ययम् श्रीनाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण भक्त प्रिये श्रीनाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण भक्त प्रिय चक्रपाणे श्रीपद्मनाभच्युत कैठभारे श्रीराम पद्माक्षर हरे मुरारे अनंत वैकुंठ मुकुंद कृष्ण गोविंद दामोदर माधवेति वक्तुं स्मरर्थोऽपि न वक्ति कश्चिद् अहो जनानां व्यसनाधिमुख्यम् भक्तापाय भुजाङ्गारूढमणि त्रैलोक्यरक्षामणि गोपीलोचनचातकाम्बुदमणि सौन्दर्यमुद्रामणि यः कान्तामणिरुक्मिणी घनकुचद्वन्द्वैकभूषामणि श्रेयो देवशिखामणिर्दिशतु नो गोपालचूडामणि शत्रुच्छेदैकमन्त्रं सकलमुपशीना शत्रुच्छेदैकमन्त्रं सकलम् उपनिषद्वाक्यसम्पूज्य मन्त्रम् संसारोच्छेदमन्त्रं समुचित तमस सङ्घ निर्याणमन्त्रम् सर्वैश्वैर्कमन्त्रं व्यसनभुजगसन्दस्तसन्त्राणमन्त्रम् जिह्वे श्रीकृष्णमन्त्रं जप जप सततं जन्म
Hare
साफल्यमन्त्रम्
Krishna. That's
माताजी
all, Prabhuji. 31 onwards, you have to explain me. Yeah.
ओके माताजी थैंक यू माताजी माताजी am I visible माताजी am I visible
Yes, yes. Now you are visible. Yes.
so we are going to read the 31st shloka shatru I'll just here शत्रु छेदैक मंत्रम सकलम उपनिषद वाक्य संपूज्य मंत्रम संसारोच्छेद मंत्रम समुचित तमस संघ निर्याण मंत्रम सर्वैश्वैर्कमन्त्रं सर्वैश्वैर्यैकमन्त्रं व्यसनभुजग सन्दष्टसन्त्राणमन्त्रं जिह्वे श्रीकृष्णमन्त्रं जप जप सततं जन्म साफल्यमन्त्रम् जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस इमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नाम्ने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी चरणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे So we'll read the translation. The translation: O tongue, please constantly chant the mantra composed of Sri Krishna's names. This is the only mantra for destroying all enemies, the mantra worshipped by every word of the Upanishads, the mantra that uproots samsara, the mantra that drives away all the darkness of ignorance, the mantra for attaining infinite opulence, the mantra for curing those bitten by poisonous snake of worldly distress, and the mantra for making one's birth in this world successful. Purport: a mantra is a sound vibration that delivers the mind from illusion. When a person chants a mantra consisting of the Lord's name, his mind is freed of distress and he comes to the state of transcendental peace in God consciousness. Of all such mantras, however, the one King Kulashekar recommends is a Krishna mantra. In other words, one composed of Krishna's names. One of these is the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which Lord Chaitanya chanted and which the Upanishads proclaim the best mantra for Kali Yuga. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. इति षोडशकनाम्नां कलि कल्मषनाशनं नाथ परतरोपाय सर्ववेदेषु दृश्यते हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. These 16 names, composed of 32 syllables, are the only means of counteracting the evil effects of Kali Yuga. After searching through all the Vedic literature, one cannot find a method of religion for this age so sublime as the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. Kali Santarana Upanishad. King Kulashekar declares that the Krishna mantra destroys one's enemy. We find one confirmation of this in the story of Ajamila, who chanted the name Narayana and was protected from the agents of death. Elsewhere, the Srimad Bhagavatam states, Apanna samskrutim ghoram yannama vivasho grunan tata sadyo vimuchyeta yad vibheti swayam bhayam. Living beings who are entangled in the complicated meshes of birth and death can be freed immediately by even unconsciously chanting the holy names of Krishna, which is feared by fear personified. Yad bhiveti swayam bhayam. Also, chanting the holy name of Krishna destroys the six mental enemies: lust, anger, greed, illusion, madness, and envy. Next, Kulashekar says that the Krishna mantra is worshipped throughout the Upanishads. For the most part, the Upanishads describe the personal form of the Lord indirectly, yet they always point towards Krishna. Srila Rupa Goswami reveals this inner meaning of the Upanishads in his Namashtaka, Shloka number 1. Nikhila Shruti Mauli Ratnamala, Nikhila Shruti Mauli Ratnamala, Dyuti Nirajita Pada Pankajanta, Ai Mukta Kulairupasya Manam, Paritastvam Harinam Samshrayami. O Harinam, the tips of the toes of your lotus feet are constantly being worshipped by the glowing radiance emanating from the strings of gems known as the Upanishads, the crown jewels of all the Vedas. You are eternally adorned by liberated souls such as Narada and Shukadev. O Harinam, I completely take shelter of you. The Krishna mantra also uproots samsara. Lord Chaitanya confirms this in his Shishtashakam, verse 1, where he states, Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. The congregational chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra extinguishes the blazing fire of the repeated birth and death. The Krishna mantra is also most effective for driving away the darkness of ignorance. As Lord Chaitanya says in the same verse, Vidya Vadhu Jivanam. Chanting Hare Krishna is the life and soul of transcendental knowledge. Also, the second verse of the Chaitanya Chaitamrita compares Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, the foremost propagators of the chanting of Krishna's names, to the sun and the moon. They have arisen simultaneously on the horizon of Gauda, Bengal, to dissipate the darkness of ignorance and thus wonderfully bestow benediction upon all. Elaborating on this point, Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami informs us that the material sun and moon are able to dissipate the darkness of the external world. But these two brothers, Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, dissipate the darkness of the inner core of the heart and thus help one to meet the two kinds of Bhagavatas, persons or things related to Supreme Personality of Godhead. चैतन्य चैतामृत आदि लीला 1.98 दुई भाई हृदयेर शाली अंधकार दुई भागवत संगे करान साक्षात्कार. King Kulashekar glorifies the Krishna mantra as the bestower of infinite opulence, the most valuable thing, even more valuable than the Chintamani stone of this world, is the love of Godhead. Simply chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra without offenses vanquishes all sinful activities. Thus, pure devotional service, which is the cause of love of Godhead, becomes manifest. Chaitamrit Adi Leela 8.26. The verse is Eka Krishna Name Kare Sarva Papa Nasha Premera Karana Bhakti Kare Na Prakasha. King Kulashekar also praises the Krishna mantra as a type of medicine that relieves the suffering of those who have been bitten by the snake of material distresses. In Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's song Arunodaya Kirtan, Lord Chaitanya says to the people of the world, I have brought the medicine for destroying the illusion of Maya. Now pray for this Harinam Mahamantra and take it. It is Enechi Aushadhi Maya, uh, Enechi Aushadhi Maya, Jiva Jago. No? It is, I think it's Udilo Aruna or Jiva Jago. It's Jiva Jago. Mataji, just a minute. I'll just open the verse. Enechi Aushadhi Maya, Nashibaro Lagi, Harinama Maha Mantra, Lao Tumi Magi. I have brought the medicine that will wipe out the disease of illusion from which we are all suffering. Take this Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So it's a very beautiful verse. Here, Kulashikar Alvar is praising the potency of the verse of the names of Krishna. By taking the names of Krishna, one can be able to destroy all enemies. And Bhagavad Gita teaches us which are the enemies that Kulashekar Alvar is referring to. The six kinds of enemies that every entity has, that is lust, anger, greed, illusion, madness, and envy. And then further, it also the Harinam Mahamantra, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra can also um, is also worshipped by every word of the Upanishads. And in this context, in the Purport, we have read the first shloka of Namashtaka, where Srila Rupa Goswami is describing the holy name, the Harinam, as a person. So he is addressing to the Harinam as Harinam Prabhu. Oh Harinam Prabhu, the tips of the toes of your lotus feet. So the toes of the lotus feet of Harinam Prabhu is constantly being worshipped by the glowing radiance emanating from the strings of the gems known as Upanishad. So Upanishad is basically the gem which is shining light and which is glowing, and by that we are able to see the tips of the toes of Harinam Mahaprabhu. And Upanishads themselves are the crowning jewels of Vedas. So in the purport, it is written that Upanishads don't directly refer to Lord in his personal form. They uh, they will describe the Lord around the personal form, but will direct the reader towards the personal form of Krishna. You are constantly adorned by the liberated souls such as Narada and Shukadev. So Shukadev Goswami and Narada Muni, they are always constantly chanting the names of Hari. O Harinam Prabhu, I am taking complete shelter onto you. Then the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the names of the Lord, will also uproot samsara. So even in our Mangalarti, we sing this Samsara Dava Nala Leader Loka. And in Shishtastakam as well, the first verse of Shishtastakam tells us that we are basically in a huge forest fire, Davagni. So the Bhava Mahadhavagni Nirvapanam. So the Harinam Mahamantra, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra will completely eradicate the troubles, the kind of distress that we are seeing because of the samsara. Samsara basically means the four things that come with samsara: janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi. Then it is also said that the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is most effective in driving away the darkness of ignorance. And in the same verse, we see that Vidya Vadu Jivanam. So ignorance is basically considering ourselves to be the body, and to consider ourselves to be the doer of all the activities, and to consider that our in even in the previous shlokas in the Mukundamala, in Mukundamala we have seen that the relationships that we build with our family members, and then we think that they will come to help us, is basically the grossest form of ignorance. Here Kulashekar Alvar is constantly trying to remind us that uh, as an individual soul, as the soul, we are basically connected to the Lord. We only have one relationship, that is to the Lord himself. And all the material relationships that we generate in this material life is basically temporary, but we consider them to be permanent, and that is the grossest form of ignorance. So Vidya Vadhu Jivanam. So we hanker we are basically more and more connected to the Vidya and the Vadhu, and we that is the family members and the wife. And that is why uh, we have to basically understand that all these forms of connections and relationships that we form in our material life is temporary. And the samsara comes with four kinds of distresses: janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi. Oh, next, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the names of the Lord, uh, are the means for attaining the infinite opulence. By opulence here means it is going back home, back to Godhead, and establishing a permanent relationship with with the Lord, not a temporary relationship just for obtaining some material opulence. The mantra has the power to cure the poison, the poison of the snake The snake is compared to the worldly distresses, and if someone is bitten by that snake, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the names of the Lord, have the power to remove that distress as well. And the mantra is the only mantra to make one's birth successful in this world. So, in the purport, the first paragraph tells us what a mantra is. So, mantra basically means, in Sanskrit, it means a syllable, a sound that can attract the mind, that can be used to calm the mind and to focus the mind. Manatrayati iti mantra. So, in the mantra, the as today is Shivaratri, we were reading the seventh chapter of eighth canto, where Lord Shiva drinks the universal poison, the halal poison, and thereby saves the universe. In that, in shloka number 41, Shukadev Goswami tells a story. So, there are 46 shlokas in this chapter, and from, I guess, from the 28th shloka onwards, 28th or maybe the 26th shloka, from shloka number 21, from 21 onwards till shloka number 40, the Prajapatis are praying to Lord Shiva for helping them and for saving them, so that the halahal, the Kalakuta poison, will not be able to destroy the universe. Now, when this has been explained, Srila Shukadev Goswami, in the summary of the chapter, Srila Prabhupada writes this, that Shukadev Goswami is explaining that Lord Shiva, because of his compassion towards the living beings of this material world, decided to drink the poison, and Lord Bhavani, that is the wife of Shiva, Parvati Mata, she didn't even flinch. She knew the prowess of Lord Shiva, and she basically allowed him to drink the poison. There are many representations nowadays where we have been hearing various stories where Parvati Mata catches hold of the of Lord Shiva's neck, so that to restrain the poison only to the throat. So all these stories have been going around, but Srimad Bhagavatam, which is authoritative, clearly mentions in Srimad Bhagavatam 41st verse, Shukadev Goswami clearly mentions Eva ma mantrya Bhagavan Bhavanim Vishwa Bhavanah Tad Visham Jagat Jagadhumarebhe Prabhavagnan Vamodatah. Shukadev Goswami says, after informing Bhavani, so Lord Shiva addresses Bhavani Mata, saying that, oh, look at the pitiable situation that the universe is in because of the churning of the Milky Ocean. All the poison has spread up and down everywhere around the universe, and it is my duty to give protection to all the living entities who are struggling for existence, because it is the duty of the master to protect his suffering dependents. So people in general, being bewildered by the illusionary energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, are always engaged in animosity, but devotees, even at the risk of their own temporary lives, try to save them. So Shivaji, being the topmost devotee, Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu, he delivers the living entities in this material universe by drinking the poison. So in the explanation of the shloka that Srila Shukadev Goswami is saying, after informing Bhavani in this way, Lord Shiva began to drink the poison, and Bhavani, who knew perfectly well the capabilities of Lord Shiva, gave him her permission to do so. So she was very well aware of the powers that Lord Shiva has in restraining the poison. And where does that power come from? It is by the constant chanting of the Lord's name. Lord Shiva is constantly meditating upon the Lord's name. In this very beautiful chapter, in the seventh chapter, we will read this again today as well. I would urge all devotees to read this chapter here, this chapter today, especially in the evening, because there are so many misconceptions about Lord Shiva. There are so many false stories that have been going around, especially in the context of Lord Shiva drinking the halahal poison. It is very clearly said in this chapter that Lord Shiva was drinking the poison, and he has the power to contain the poison. And very beautifully Prabhupada writes in the purports that even though Lord was present, Lord Hari as Ajita and as the Kurma avatar, he was present, but still he asked Lord Shiva to drink the poison. So in this context, one may ask, why did Lord Hari why didn't he intervene in this situation? So Madhvacharya says in the purports, Prabhupada quotes Madhvacharya saying that just to glorify the devotee, Lord Hari steps back and allows Lord Shiva to handle the situation, and Lord Shiva is able to handle it because he is constantly remembering Lord. His entire mind, his entire activity, all that he does is just remembering Hari, and the names of Hari have got so much uh, potency that it can save someone even from the most deadliest poison, that is the Kalakuta poison. So when Kalakuta poison can be nullified by the names of Hari, any and every distress can also be can be nullified by the names of Hari. And this is again reconfirmed by Kulashekar Alvar in this verse. Now, in this connection, we have while glorifying Lord Shiva, Prabhupada writes that some people they refer to Shiva when they look at Lord Shiva, they see the lusty form of Lord Shiva, that he is constantly going around with his wife. He is always constantly associating with Sati Mata and Parvati. Some people say that he is constantly engaging himself in the very Rudra form of activities, like he is always in Smashana. But this is not Shiva. Lord Shiva is he is untouched uh, 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 by the pangs of material creation. This is a wrong understanding of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is the Guna avatar of Lord Vishnu, and being the Guna avatar, very beautifully Prabhupada writes in the purports that when Lord Hari Krishna is not connected to the external energy, his external energy does not touch him. But when he touches the external energy, that representation of Lord Krishna touching the external energy is Lord Shiva in this material universe. As Sadashiv, basically it is the confluence of Lord Krishna and the external energy. Whereas, and we have seen this in even in Bhagavad Gita, Lord confirms that he has got nothing to do with the universe. Yet, all the activities in the universe are being done because only of his sanction. So very beautifully we see in this verse today, especially today is Shivaratri, and the word poisonous snake has come over here. So my mind is drawn towards Lord Shiva. Uh, One can be able to win over enemies, that is the six enemies of the mind. One can be able to uproot the entire samsara. One can be able to drive away all the darkness of ignorance, and one can be able to cure the bite of the poisonous snake of worldly distresses just by chanting the names of Lord Krishna. And it is very clearly mentioned, it is Shri Krishna. So here, even in Mukundamala Stotra, we can use Mukundamala Stotram written by Kulashekar Alvar to reconfirm the doubts of various other people who say that why are we only praying to Krishna? Because Lord Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Brahma Samhita tells us this, Srimad Bhagavatam tells us this, and even here Mukundamala Stotra tells us that it is only by the names of Sri Krishna. In the last line, Jivhe Shri Krishna Mantram, it is written very clearly, Shri Krishna Mantram, Japa Japa Satatam, Janma Safalya Mantram. To to have success in one's life, in one's birth in this world, it is only done by chanting the names of Lord Hari. And here, the success of one's life is to go back home, back to Godhead, and to exit the cycle of repeated birth and death. That is the goal of life. So Hare Krishna, we will end the class now. If I have committed any mistakes in chanting the verses and in its explanation, I request that you all kindly forgive me, Mataji. Hare Krishna. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय।
Hare Krishna. प्रभु जी बहुत सुंदर, बहुत सुंदर, कुछ मिस्टेक नहीं हुआ है। हरे कृष्णा। धन्यवाद
हरे
प्रणाम।
कृष्णा प्रभु जी। हरे
धन्यवाद।
कृष्णा
Yes, Prabhuji.
प्रभु, हरे कृष्णा।
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhu ji, just initially when you were speaking, I actually joined late. But
Yes,
initially
Prabhuji.
when you were speaking about the glories of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, as
Yes.
spoken by Kulishekar of Alba, they are also there in this Mukundmala.
Sorry,
You
Prabhuji.
are reading it.
Yeah, I was
So
reading it from the Mukundmala Sutra, verse number 31, Prabhuji.
verse number 31 onwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, 31. Today we discussed verse number 31 of Mukundamala Sutra, and in verse number 31, the various kinds of benefits that can be obtained by chanting the holy names that has been written by Kulishekar Alvar.
Okay. Okay. Prabhuji, will it be possible for you to take a photo of that and send it across? Will it be possible?
Yes, Prabhuji. Photo of the shloka, you
Yes.
mean?
Yeah.
Prabhuji, it's
Shloka
available
and the
on
meaning.
database.
Shloka as well as the meaning. Explanation.
Yes, Prabhu. I have dropped it on the group, Prabhuji.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. So,
Okay.
Prabhuji,
Thank you.
Mataji, we can end the class now. Hare Krishna. वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय।